Sugar is in almost everything you eat. Your coffee, your snacks, even your bread. But what if I told you, sugar once caused wars, slavery, and global addiction? The sweet ingredient we love today actually has a very dark history. And here's the shocking part. There was a time when sugar was so rare that only kings could afford it. Today, sugar is cheap and everywhere. But hundreds of years ago, it was one of the most valuable products on Earth. In fact, people once called it white gold. Sugar originally came from a plant called sugarcane. It was first cultivated thousands of years ago in India. Traders slowly spread sugar across the world. Eventually, it reached Europe, but there was a problem. Sugar was incredibly difficult to produce, which made it extremely expensive. In medieval Europe, only royalty and wealthy nobles could afford it. People even used sugar as medicine and sometimes as a spice. Owning sugar was a sign of power, but soon the demand for sugar exploded. And that's when the dark part of the story began. As Europeans developed a taste for sugar, they needed huge amounts of it. So they began building sugar plantations in the Caribbean. But producing sugar required massive labor, and plantation owners turned to the Transatlantic Slave Trade. Millions of enslaved Africans were forced to work on sugar plantations. The work was brutal. Workers spent long hours cutting sugarcane in extreme heat. Many did not survive the harsh conditions. Historians say sugar plantations were among the deadliest workplaces in history. Yet the demand for sugar kept growing, and the global sugar trade became one of the largest industries in the world. All built on suffering. Over time, sugar became cheaper. More people could finally afford it. Soon sugar started appearing in everyday foods: tea, desserts, bread, candy. And scientists discovered something surprising. Sugar can trigger the brain's reward system, which means it can be highly addictive. Today, the average person eats far more sugar than humans ever did in the past. Some experts even compare sugar addiction to other addictive substances. And that raises an important question. How did sugar become so common in our diets? During the Industrial Revolution, food companies began adding sugar to many products. It improved flavor and made foods more appealing. Soon sugar was everywhere. Large companies began producing sweet snacks on a massive scale. One of the most famous brands to use sugar in its recipe was Coca-Cola. By the 20th century, sugar had become a global industry worth billions. And people around the world had developed a serious, sweet tooth. Today, sugar feels like a normal part of life, but behind every spoonful is a history that shaped the world. From ancient farms in India to plantations in the Caribbean, sugar transformed economies, cultures, and diets. It started as a rare luxury, became the engine of a brutal trade, and eventually turned into one of the most consumed ingredients on Earth, all from a simple plant.